All right. Cool. It's June 17th. I'm doing this a little early today. It's 8:30 p.m. It's June 17th. Jesus Christ, it's halfway into June already. Okay. So what have I been up to since last week? Well, uh, I bought a new GPU. Um, that's the thing that comes to my mind. It's $500. Um, I bought it. Yes, I bought it. I bought it. Okay, okay, sue me. I bought it basic and I got it for free. But like, we don't talk about that because you know, that's the secret. If you know, you know. I mean, you do know. Um, I got it for free from Amazon, so your man's balling out here. $500 GPU. So yeah, I've been just like testing out games with it. Um, you know, trying to see what its capabilities are. I am a little bit disappointed, but maybe because I put too much of high expectations out of it. I mean, it is 1080 gaming at all, after all, and like, you know, recently it's the worst timing ever. But like, I'm starting to get tired of video games right now. I'm starting to get burnt out on video games. Like, but that's right after I got the graphics card, which makes no sense, right? Like, why? Why? Ugh. Why that do? Um. So yeah. That's what I've been doing. Been testing out games. Cleaned my room just now. Oh, yeah. I have now 1,200 in my Wealth Simple account, my savings account, and that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm starting to learn how to save money, and like, I want to get into investing, but I really don't know how I'm gonna do that, or I don't know how to do that. Um, but yeah, I really want to. So yeah, um, I have cleaned my room a bit today. It is definitely a lot. I cleaned my fan, which took quite a while. Um, but I had fun. I was listening to some career advice from Dr. K, and ooh, yeah, that's something I could talk about. It came to my mind how much this whole career thing is bothering me, and I've been mind boggled by having to choose something, and I don't want to like commit to something, but I keep getting reminded, and I think it's only starting to really hit me that I'm only 18, turning 19, and I'm very very young, and I don't know why, but I feel like the next 2 years are gonna define what I choose for the next 2 to 3 or 4 years is gonna define my whole life, and it's not. I mean, it could, but the chances of that, like me screwing up so badly in the next 4 years that the rest of my life would be crap, is very low. Like, let's say I did do a 4-year college program that I did not want to do, I'd only be 22. That's not too bad. Um, so I've been trying to find something, right? I've been trying to really, really do this whole ideas of for career, right? And I have two right now. Because I really don't want to do computers or networking or any of that. I just feel so bored by it. I just feel I don't like it whatsoever. I mean, like, I thought I could do it because I was somewhat interested. I thought I was smart enough to do it. I mean, I think I do have the mental capabilities to do that, but I also don't think I'd be happy doing that. So I wanted to I wanted to change something else, and you know, a part of me was like, oh, I kind of want to be a psychologist and kind of want to help people one on one, and like, I think about it, I already kind of closed the doors on that, and I feel somewhat disappointed in myself, but I made choices, and now I didn't go to university. I don't think I want to go to university because it's like tens of thousands of dollars, but one thing is a social worker. You know, it's not the highest paying job. Here's some. I read some things. I I hope I'm recording, right? Please, just tell me I'm recording. Why is it not showing? Sorry. It is not showing the oh, there it is. Hi. Cringe. So yeah, I have two things so far. I've been looking around. I want to continue looking around, and I think there's a thing that scares me about is like, what if I make the wrong choice? But it's hard to make the wrong choice because anything is good. Anything is better than being a NEET, not an education. I want to at least try something to, even put a little bit of my trust into my parents to say that I can do this. And one of those two things is a social worker. I put down not the highest paying job, but will keep me fed and comfortable. I think I can live off of 54. I think, hopefully, yeah. I think minimum living salary. Minimum wage Canada person. No, in Toronto. Let's do Toronto. A living hourly wages in Toronto would be $18. Okay, what's $18? 18 times 40. 18 times 40. Let's say 40-hour work, and then 720 times 720 times how many weeks in a year? 42. 30,000. Yikes, that's not that bad. Okay, so I will definitely meet the minimum requirements and a little bit more than that, and I'm pretty sure I can save. I think I can. Like, I want to build up the habit, but this whole thing, social work, it would give me a sense of fulfillment. Like, I feel like that there's a certain thing when I saw it, it kind of called to me. It's like, oh, that would be really cool. I don't, I definitely need to do my research because I might just have my whole expectations and my view, it's a little skewed. But for right now, it does give a sense of meaning, and I won't feel like I'm being completely bored out of my mind doing it. And it's only 2 years. If I wanted to, I could get an advanced bachelor for 3 more after that. So yeah, it's a social worker or mental addiction helper. Mental addiction worker. Mental health addiction worker. And yeah, and there's this other one that I came up with, and it's like artificial intelligence. I'm assuming it has a lot to do with programming, and there's a lot of math involved and a lot of big brain shit. But it is a lot of money. It's $150,000 a year, so I'd be making triple the amount. But I really thought about it. It's kind of not my thing. It feels boring, and it's 3-year program. I just can't. So this is definitely a backup, but I obviously it's not much. I only have those 2 right now, but I think I definitely need to put more thought into it, and I definitely need to look more into it. But so far, like, I'm glad that I did it. I'm glad I put it in. So yeah, I just want to continue doing that, and I want to make sure I have that ready for myself. Also, God, I look fat today. Speaking of, I have been eating apples. But yeah. What else have I been doing? What else do I have to talk about? Meditation? Let's check out on that. Yeah, sure. Let's check up on meditation. It's going okay. I did some Wim Hof method, and I only did 20 minutes. I feel myself. I definitely feel like I'm getting more frustrated with it. I just need some tips or something to remind myself of, like, to continue doing it. Maybe I should read up on the book. I definitely need to put that on the to-do list. Read up on the Mind Illuminated book. Okay, let's do that. Let's put that there. Yeah. So I meditated. I got out of bed. So yeah. Uh, Other than that, yeah, I've been doing okay. Like I've still been doing it. Um, there were a couple moments where there was a couple days, especially the day I got my graphics card and I had to do a bunch of PC stuff. Um, where I could literally not do it for more than 10 minutes, but I'm pretty sure I was a little lazy. To be honest, like I think way too excited about the whole PC parts thing, and I just didn't get around to doing it. Which kind of brings me to the point where I want to make sure that meditation, that part, and working out, like building those habits, still becomes a habit, and still, I hope that I still will find it as important in the future when I do feel better, like about things, because a ton of these things, a ton of the whole working out, taking cold showers and do that, I only ever do them. I always bring them back up into my life and my routine when I start feeling those really, start feeling more, sort of more depressed than usual, or more anxious than usual. So yeah, I sort of feel like I want to continue doing that, because if it helps me so much, here's one thing. It was coming from a J. Cole interview, and he was in. If it helps me so much during bad times, imagine what it could do during good times. So I really want to build that habit. I really want to reinforce those things in my life, because I feel like they're helpful, and I feel like they have helped me a lot so far, and I'm just really proud of myself for having done that for a while now, and it is starting to become a habit. I think definitely quarantine is definitely helping me in terms of keeping those habits, because it is the same routine every single day, so it's easy to keep to keep a routine when nothing changes, right? The hard part of keeping a routine and keeping habits in your life is when just something in life happens and you almost have to adapt, and that's the hard part, you know. So yeah, I definitely need to keep track of that, and this too. I want to continue doing this, whether I feel good or not, you know. So yeah, feel quite I feel quite alright. I think. I feel quite alright. One thing that's been on my mind is I haven't talked to some of my friends recently, and it's occurred to me that I haven't talked to my MT friends, my school friends, or I haven't talked to Lara or even Ashley. I haven't checked up on them. It makes me feel sort of guilty or distant, but maybe I should feel a little bit of that, because I know I haven't been speaking recently. I haven't been talking to them recently, and I feel like I feel like that's my fault. But I definitely want to. I definitely want to make sure that stays a I want to make sure that I don't do that, and I definitely do need to check up on them once in a while. And is that I hope it's okay, and I hope they're okay with it. I don't want to seem like someone who's just. And I've done the same thing to my cousin as well, back in the Philippines, and yeah, I feel sort of guilty. I know that I shouldn't, because I know I got my own stuff going on, but I feel like I don't have a lot of stuff going on, and if I could just take 10 minutes out of my day to just, talk, and then yeah, I would totally love to do that. And it almost, it makes me feel selfish in a way, because what if what if the people I'm talking to have problems in life, and I have to ask how are they, and that a little bit scares me, because it almost feels like it's put a burden on me, because I feel like I don't want to care, but I do. But I would understand, like I feel like a little bit would help out, just a little bit, just to check up on them. So yeah, maybe I might do that. Maybe I might give a little message saying, hey, how you been? I know I haven't been there, but what's up? It's something like that. Like, I don't know. But yeah, that's definitely something I should put that on to do as well. Check up on some friends. Check up on some friends. Check up on some friends. Let's do that. Um. Yeah. Uh. Let's. Let's. What else? So I've been listening to a bunch of Doctor Who stuff recently again. Also, cool little thing. I didn't figure out, but Doctor Who has a lot of dramas, like audio dramas. For me, right now I'm listening to The Doctor's Daughter, the one episode, and now I'm listening to audio versions of episodes. It's actually pretty cool, and there's some pretty good stories in there, some unique stories, and that's the actual voice actors, or at the very least sounds like them. So yeah, I've feeling pretty good about that one. Like, I'm so glad I found that. And yeah, I've been listening to it when I was sleeping, but yeah, my sleeping habits, I definitely need to maintain that. I've been sleeping later recently, but I have been oh, also I got the Snap. It's like touchscreen, this, all about this. It's like, it's not as, bright as I kind of hoped it was, but it is just a table lamp after all. So yeah, pretty cool though. Kind of glad I got it. Anyway, pretty cool actually. How does this look on the camera? Yeah, right. Oh, your boy look epico, dude. Anyway, yeah. What else? Oh yeah, so I wanted to put talk about this because it was on my mind. Laziness, like, where the laziness comes from, and I feel like a lack of motivation, or sort of this drive, like, how spontaneous it is, and we always expect it to come. We always expect us, when we're lazy. It's easy to say, why am I I'm so lazy, and that's why I'm not doing things, and sometimes it's easy to blame things just because you're lazy. It's like, oh, I'm lazy, which is a valid thing. You're not gonna do things. It's gonna be hard to do things when you feel lazy, but there's probably a reason for that, right? There's an argument to be made that laziness doesn't exist. It's just a lack of motivation, right? Which is kind of what it is. It doesn't say that laziness doesn't exist. It exists. It's just, some people, I think it's just a different label for lack of motivation, right? It's just a name for that. So the lack of motivation. So where does motivation come from? And God, Alexa, I don't know why it beeps. I gotta figure that out. But so motivation. So if laziness is a lack of motivation, why do some people have less motivation than others? Why is it for some people motivation comes at higher rates, or at more intense, or that's what we believe? Maybe everyone has the same amount of motivation, but I think there's a genuine difference. There's a genuine reason why some people have more motivation than others. I think another, I think laziness is also choosing something more comfortable than uncomfortable. I don't know. So it's hard because there's a genuine biological reason for laziness, and the reason for that is, you're hardwired to always take the path of least resistance. That's what electricity does. That's what humans do, right? Why go chase down a deer or a lion and get a chance of getting hurt, or just open up a can that already has 10,000 calories of energy? Or why work at all? Why go work out and get a little bit of dopamine or endorphins when you could get the same amount of neurochemicals and feel the same way after going playing some video games or something like that? You would always do the easier thing. So that's also another thing, part of it. But I wanted to touch on the motivation part, and the motivation part is why do people have more motivation than others? I think motivation is like sleep. It's hard to always replicate when it's going there, but there are things you can do that make it more likely for motivation to come, just like sleep. You can't force sleep. You can't force sleep onto yourself, but when you feel tired, when the lights are off, when it's at nighttime, you're generally more likely to fall asleep than someone else. You fall asleep. You don't sleep. It's not something you can just bring up. You can't just sleep. You have to fall asleep, and in order for that to happen, you have to be tired. So when the lights are on and you're not tired and you just drank a bunch of coffee, it's gonna be hard to fall asleep. And I think it's the same thing with motivation. Motivation comes more when the environment is when the environment for motivation is set up in a way. I don't know how to word this, but motivation would come so funny. Okay, shut up. Motivation would be more likely to exist if the environment supports it. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good statement. Okay, so motivation is more likely to exist when the environment is set up for it, just like sleep. Okay, so this is good. This is really good. I think the same thing could be said for passion too. This is a good analogy as well. So motivation, it's gonna be hard to be motivated when you ate like crap in the morning, when you don't have enough sleep, or when generally there are things happening in your life, or when there's a bill or rent to be paid. And I think the same, so you know what I'm getting at here. So when I feel more lazy or having less lack of motivation, is there a change in the environment that made it like that? Well, the change of environment would probably be like maybe quarantine and something along those lines. Like, since I'm staying more home and I'm doing more comfortable things and having more opportunity to do comfortable things rather than uncomfortable things, it would make it easier, and my lifestyle and my general mindset on things would lean more on the comfortable side, right? So yeah, I think that generally explains. It's really cool because I've always been wondering why is it when I have more time and more opportunities to do things, why do I feel more lazy and do less things? Well, the truth is that's the reason why. It's because I have more time to do things. I have more opportunity to be lazy. So the general thing for my brain to do would be like, hey, let's be lazy, because why do work when you don't have to, right? Why do work when you're just getting paid from the government? It's a general shift in the mindset of how I'm living now, and it's getting me excited. The reason why I'm getting excited is because I'm slowly starting to understand my laziness, I think it's really fucking cool, and it's almost like see a burst of motivation. I'm getting a burst of motivation because I understand more things, and which the reason why I understand more things is I have more self-confidence and I have more motivation to do things because I believe in success, and there's other things in to factor, but yeah, something like that. And passion, always a passion too, right? I can't expect this career thing to just pop out of nowhere. I can only set up an environment for it to do so. And it's hard to it's really cool, and I'm really glad that I did that. I feel good. I feel good because Jesus Christ, it's really cool to understand that. And but yeah, I feel like I should. It's getting me excited because I'm starting to think about it, talking about it to people, or yeah, you know what, I feel like that's something I should really come forward to. Yeah, it's cool. I'm thinking of YouTube ideas now. See, like, motivation is coming, so I guess it all comes down to setting up an environment for motivation, or a lack of motivation to exist, or passion to exist. But so if a person is feeling lazy, but you have to do things to set up a motivation to do those things, like let's say in order for motivation to exist, right? I need to do things that I generally don't want to do, including sleeping early, eating a little bit healthier, or taking a cold shower. Like, those are already three. I'm sure there's more than that, but those are already three things that I kind of don't want to do. Let's say I'm already in a state of huge laziness. If I'm already in a state of huge laziness, then how do I not be lazy in order? See, okay, here's the paradox, right? In order to unlazy yourself, in order to make sure laziness doesn't exist, you have to not be lazy. Okay, so how does one do that, right? If you're already lazy, how do you do things that require not okay? How do? And I think the answer to that is, I don't know, dude. I'm not a psychologist, dude. I'm some kid in his room trying to figure shit out in life. Okay, so this is my thing. All right, big brain moment. Let's just assume that every human being that has their needs met, physical needs met, such as food, shelter, and whatever, those basic needs met. Let's assume because of that, there is always a limited amount of innate ability to do things, to always push someone. There's this innate ability. There's always this inability within everyone that allows them to do little bits of things that are uncomfortable. It's the reason why people can brush their teeth, because even though brushing your teeth, it's whatever, right? It's a little bit, that's the reason why people take showers, even though it's like, what, I have to do that, but they still do it because you have to stay clean. Or general little things. There's always the little burst of energy that everyone will get as long as their physical needs are met. So yeah, you need to I think leverage that little bit of energy, that need to energy that you have. You need to leverage that, and you need to leverage that. Jesus Christ. You need to leverage that little bit of energy so that you can set yourself up for a role. Because just like how laziness is a paradox, because in order to unlazy yourself, you have to get out of laziness, which is, whatever. It's like, that's hard. Like, it goes negative and into a spiral downwards. You can also do the same thing and spiral yourself upwards, because the more you unlazy yourself, the harder it is for you to become lazy again. So the more you do uncomfortable things, the more you set up habits for yourself to make sure you're doing things that are not lazy, for example, or the more you do that, the more you set up your environment for motivation to exist, and the more set up that environment is, means the more motivation exists. The more motivation there is. Okay, since there's more motivation, there's more. There's a higher chance that you'll do more. So you know what I'm saying. You can spiral yourself upwards just like how you can spiral downwards, and I think it's really freaking cool. And I'm like, ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love these things. I love these things. I love how I can just talk, and it's really fucking cool. So yeah, cool. God, whoa! I needed that. I needed that. All right, I think I'm gonna go eat now. But yeah, I think I'm slowly starting to understand laziness, and yeah, it got me into a spiral, didn't it? So yeah, I'm out. I'm out. Yep. All right. Same thing can be said for passion, and I think I go off on that too. Like, you know. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. We're good. I'm out.